All right, what's up, mother truckers? BP Hero and Greg back at you here. A little holiday festive going on out here, swinging the Easton Alpha line. We will have the 12 3/4 inch Inload and the 13-inch balance out here today. Both of these are 26.5. Yes, even the balance is a 26.5. We're going to get them started with a handful of 52s, just kind of get them loosened up a little bit. Then we'll work into hit some harder stuff like some Pro-Ms and 44s and stuff like that. A huge shout out to Headbanger Sports and Easton for getting us these early so we can check them out for you guys. These will be out on Wednesday, December 20th. Available for purchase. You can use the link and the discount code down below to get yourself one, or you can also reach out to me and we can get you fixed up as well. So however you want to do it, we're going to let Greg get started here. Hope you enjoy the video. So real quick, I do want to mention, since we're getting things started with the Inloaded model here, skip to the portion of the video that I've got pulled up here right now. If you're only interested in seeing the balance model, I wanted to feature both of these in one video since the ship date on both of these is projected to be tomorrow, December 20th. Moving on, we're doing the same thing that we usually do on the cooler days like this 55-degree day here, and that's getting them started with 52s to get us familiar with the bat from a feel and feedback and swing weight standpoint before we hit a bunch of hard stuff with them. This gives us a chance to make sure that the bat will last as long as possible and also give us a fighting chance to at least get close to passing compression when we get to that portion of things. We noticed right away that this half-ounce of Inload was true to weight in this bat, and it was giving us a lot of control and still letting us drive the ball with ease. Both of these did have a bit of a different feel to them than what we expected out of them after seeing how the Tantrum line was last year. The 12.75-inch barrel gave more feedback, but not necessarily in a bad way, just more response to let you know how you were striking it. And personally, I did enjoy the feel of this barrel more than the two-piece Tantrum. Let's check a handful more swings with the 52s here, and then we will get into the compression testing side of things, get a little bit of a look at the close-ups, and go over the tech specs on this thing. So that's a swing I usually struggle with, and this bat makes it really easy. Now, so brand new in the wrapper, this thing was tested right at about 290, which is a little bit higher than the Tantrum, and I keep making that reference just because I know that's what everybody's going to want to compare them to. They kind of set the world on fire last year with that line, and let's face it, everybody's going to be looking to compare all the new models to those Tantrum models. And with making that comparison, here's where I can definitely say that these differ, because after about 125-ish swings that we got on this, honestly maybe a little bit more, we're sitting right at about 245, 247, depending on how technical you want to get with the conversion chart here. And while that may seem like it's right down to compression and ready to fail again, do remember that we hit this on a cooler day with BP rockets, which I did cut out just because I didn't want to make the video too long. And then we hit a decent bit of hard stuff with this thing too. So to see it still passing compression based on what we put it through on a cooler day like this is a good sign to me that these things might hold compression going into the season next year. So these Easton Alphas will be approved for USSSA, NSA, and ISA play. And according to Headbanger's website, these are available in 26, 26.5, and then as well as 27 and 28 ounce models. This features a 12.75-inch barrel with Easton's 232 technology, which is a 5-flex barrel design allowing variable compression using plural resin systems. Features a half-ounce of Inload and the Flex 180 handle. Then getting a close-up of the barrel here, there's plenty of webbing on this thing, but there's no paint chips or seams or anything like that. So it looks like that side of things is going to hold up fine with these bats. This portion of things is a little bit new, and I'm just trying to be creative here, so let me know what you think of this. And meanwhile, let's get back to the video. All right, so I'm just going to say what basically everybody's sitting here thinking. Spit it out. Get it over with. What's the deal? Are these things good? The Inloaded model was good. And before anybody says anything about reviewing a bat in cooler weather, we did take that into consideration when giving our thoughts on this thing. And even then, it did not let us down. Obviously, don't take it to the bank, but I do feel confident in saying that this is something that if you had broken in warmer weather and used it in warmer weather, it would hold compression for a while. So at least for these models, Easton has gotten away from the whole breathe on it and it fails compression concept. The 12 and 3/4 inch barrel did do a good job of maintaining a pretty good size sweet spot. Had that traditional Easton can't miss towards the end or towards the hands feel to it, which we do expect. And the combination of that barrel with the 1/2 ounce of Inload made it easy to work the ball all around the field, even with an Inload. In between the ability to drive a ball and the performance of this thing, I was able to hit a ball out to dead center field in the baseball field, which is about a 370-foot shot. Cool weather considered, because I have hit here before and haven't hit one out to dead center. I managed to with this thing, so there's got to be something to it, right? This is a good bat, guys. We wanted to set up to pull and kind of yank some stuff and let you see what this thing was looking like, hitting some seeds, but there was cars parked behind the left field fence, and after we saw the performance of this thing, once it got loosened up, we said no shot, not doing that. Hit one out to dead center this round, I'm just saying. So after I'm calling my shot there, let's check out the rest of these swings here. I can tell you for sure that if you're into Inloads and you're into Eastons, this is definitely going to be something that you're going to want to consider going into the 2024 season. Let's touch up and check those swings out, and then we'll move into the balance bat. Oh, I don't know what that ball was, but I wish I had it back.
Yes, Dad. Sing on, Bubba. Hell yeah.
All right, so same thing as the Inloaded model that we just swung. We're going to get it started with some 52s for all the same reasons, and if you didn't catch the beginning of the video because you're only interested in the balance bat, then I will just kind of let you know that what we do that for is to get a kind of feel for the bat without having to hit a bunch of hard stuff, and by the time we're ready to gauge, we've already got everything else figured out that we need to know about this bat when it comes to kind of the feel and the feedback and the swing weight and everything. So that's what you're seeing here. As we did this portion of the review, we observed that the 13-inch barrel seemed to be more forgiving than the Inloaded model, and we're guessing that might have something to do with the fact that it does have a bit of a different handle on it, and it was still stiffer than last year's Balance Tantrum, but this whole barrel was still very usable because the Tantrum sweet spot was basically the whole bat, so it's going to be hard to compare anything to that. Just trying to throw those comparisons out there because I know people are going to be asking. It was also a bit more lively out of the wrapper than the Inloaded model was, but that's probably because the Inloaded model started at about 290 on the compression tester, and this one did start a little bit lower. The weighting on this was a little bit better than last year's Balance Tantrum as well. This was, in my opinion, the closest thing that we've seen that flirts with the Louisville Ironman type weighting, where you can literally do whatever you want with the ball and still hit for some power. This lacked a tad of control compared to the Ironman, but the performance we got from the barrel made it comparable in the power department. And it's not like everyone's looking to hit for power with a balance bat, but if you can have your cake and eat it too, why not? Let's check out a couple more 52 swings here, and then we will get into the compression tester, the close-up look, and then get into the hard stuff and the final thoughts. So in the wrapper, this thing was sitting at basically 275, which was a little bit lower than the Inloaded model. Who knows why? It's a product of mass production. Not everything is going to be the exact same every time, because I do feel like that the 12.75-inch barrel on the Inload and the 13-inch barrel on this bat felt practically identical from a sweet spot and performance standpoint. We did put about 80 swings on this one, not nearly as many as the Inloaded model, but that's only because we knew what we were going to get into as far as a durability standpoint goes and kind of what this thing needed to get loosened up. And I'm not overly concerned with it being basically on the line of pass-fail. Just like I said in the Inloaded video, it's cool outside, and we did hit some Pro-Ms in 44s and stuff like that with this bat on a 55-degree day. I don't expect much to hold a ton of compression anyway, especially some of these newer bats that want to break in really fast. So I'm not going to get overly concerned about that at all. I feel like if you were to break one of these in at the right time of the year, it would probably be just fine compression-wise. So going over some specs here while we're getting a close-up look at this thing. This is approved for USSSA, NSA, and ISA play. Features a 13-inch barrel, And this is optimized player weighting, which is balanced. Features their 232 technology, which is a 5-flex barrel design, allowing for variable compression using a plural resin system. Features a flex 150 handle, which is different than the inloaded model that we swung. And just taking a quick look up and down the barrel here, looking for any kind of imperfections or anything like that. And just to get a good look at this thing, there is a small bit of chipping at the bottom of the L there, but I do believe that's just because we kind of rushed the break-in process on this thing. Had we hit it on a warmer day or started with some more 52s, I don't think this would have happened. It's not done into the layers of the composite or anything like that. It's specifically on the outside, and that's the only imperfection on the bat. So I wouldn't pay it any mind if you broke this thing in right or waited till the right temperatures to do it. And talking through that, we found our way back onto the field here, so let's get into some final thoughts of this thing. And as I mentioned earlier, I do feel like this is the first bat that has really kind of competed with the Ironman, which in my opinion is the holy grail of balanced bats in the 240 space. The Ironman will let you do whatever you want and still hit for some power. And not that hitting for power is a big thing when you're swinging a balanced bat, but if you can have your cake and eat it too, why not? A bat that gives you the ability to do whatever you want with it and still be able to get out of a field is a good thing, as you saw Brian did with this thing right here. It is good to see Easton finally back in full swing in the 240 space. We were kind of wondering about him there for a while, but it's no doubt that they've got it figured out between the tantrum line and then this alpha line, which is going to be something that if you need something to pass compression or if you just want something that you feel like will last a little bit longer durability wise, then this alpha line is going to be probably the one for you. We liked the end-loaded model. Personally, I liked the balanced model better, and that's not just because I game a balanced bat. I just felt like it was a more well-rounded bat, where the end-loaded model did have a little bit of a nitpick to me as far as wanting to be a little bit draggy in the hands. It almost needed less barrel or more end-load. This alpha was just about spot on when it comes to weighting. Broke in super fast, able to do whatever you want with it. It's honestly hard to lose with this if you're a balanced guy or if you're an Easton guy. This is definitely going to be something that you're going to want to check out moving into the 2024 season. Maybe you got you some Christmas money burning a hole in your pocket. Be sure to use that affiliate link down below to grab either one of these and use code BPHero to save yourself some money. Or there is still the option to get you something directly through me as well. So you got options there to get yourself one, and I suggest you do it. Kind of a long video here. I usually don't do the two of them together, but I did decide to here. Like I said, just because they're both going to be shipping on the 20th, which is the projected ship date for these. They are on pre-order right now, so I can get you set up with one tonight, or you can get with me and get one tomorrow. I thought it was cool to be able to do both of these in one video, so I hope you did enjoy that. Huge shout out again to Headbanger and Easton for getting these to us early so we could check them out for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the rest of the swings here. Swing on in case you hit it. BP Hero, catch you next time.
Well, Fruit Ninja, baby. Damn it.
Two.
I ain't mad at that.